So hey, cheers, man. This is gonna be a smoke a joint and talk about some news stories, and not really talk about it so much, but just kind of chat it up a little bit about what's on the top of, like, if you look at like Google News or Yahoo News or CBS or whatever, you look at almost all of them, they're all kind of the same. I usually know what's going on before it hits the news stations because I pay attention to Twitter feeds. I pay attention to Associated Press, really good source, obviously. Okay, so let's get this joint going. This is Candy Kush and just a little bit of filler bud, a little bit of us from other bud that was actually not even filler, it's cheesel. It's fucking, so yeah, which is like some kind of cheese and sour diesel type thing or whatever. It's not a weed review. Oh, good paper hit. Awesome. Oh, glad I'll did it like that and I didn't get the paper yet, but if I rolled it, I can kind of, not that I'm the best roller, but I kind of can tell. So I got some creme brulee creamer in my coffee. I don't normally drink creamer. I try and use it for a treat. Had some Jelly Belly jelly beans. Got Jolly Rancher if I need it. Kitchen's right there. And I don't got a place to put ashes. I'll flick them on this important paperwork. Yeah, nothing like a piece of paper for an ashtray. Anyway, let's get right to the first top news story. So if you read any kind of news in the United States, what's been going on is the election stuff, right? And I'm not going to talk about anything other than right here is the deal reached between Sanders and the DNC, which is the Democratic National Committee, doesn't do away with the disdain. Okay, they reached an accord because at some point there's the Hillary Clinton campaign has access to information. Bernie Sanders' campaign, some staffer accessed that information when the firewall was down inappropriately. It was fired immediately, but the DNC tried to like chastise Sanders' thing, say you can't have access to this or that and that. And basically, they've reached an accord because it was like, look, if you don't pull away the restrictions, we're going to be in federal court Monday morning. So they basically came to an agreement over the weekend or so far. So that, but the Democratic National Committee doesn't want Sanders muddying the waters for their choice, obviously, of Hillary Clinton. That's reading between the lines. They're backing Hillary Clinton. They say, oh no, we back all Democratic. No, they don't. Anyway, so, and then of course, new Star Wars is speeding towards a record of box office record as it trots around the globe, even reaching the White House as the series yet again began toppling box office records. So that's pretty crazy, man. So, yeah. So, got all this other political stuff, man. It's just kind of fucked up. Jeb Bush. Donald Trump is a jerk. Yeah, you know, Captain Obvious. He's a bully. Trump's a bully, man. He doesn't have any ideas. He has a loud voice. His ideas are fucking stupid. Juvenile. 4th grader. Anyway. So, yeah. Very cool. Lady Gaga won Woman of the Year award at the Billboard Women in Music. I gave her major props for crossing genres and singing with Mr. Thomas. Not Danny Thomas, but you know his name. The one guy. Anyway, I'm kind of doing old school, like nightclub jazz stuff. Very cool vocalist. Anyway, so yeah, there was a guy named Martin Shkreli who bought former Touring Pharmaceuticals. He was a Touring Pharmaceutical CEO. He bought a company. He bought a company that makes a pharmaceutical that's used for anti-parasitic medicine and stuff, and for people with compromised immune systems, like HIV. And it's for children and elderly, and for people who are very very ill. And they went originally at one time from $7.50 to $13.50, in price, and that was like, oh, that's $6 increase, and that was a substantial increase, right? He bought the company and he started charging $750 a pop, and then tried to say, hey, I have to make my investors as much money as I can, and he just got caught. As basically what they're saying was a Ponzi scheme. Guy had no fucking morals whatsoever, man. Piece of shit, in my estimation. I didn't tell you this was editorial, but it is. So anyway, this joint is good. I'm getting really fucking just gacky high. Gacky high. Hey Rod, still no carb cap, bro. I hope you catch that one, my friend. Just joke, Creamy and Rod. Everybody just stay out of it. I believe Rod is a friend of Gord's, which is very funny. Not funny, but cool. Funny in a cool way. Cool in a funny way. Ha! I don't know. Anyway. This joint is just smoking. It's smoking me, man. I'm not smoking any anymore. Holy shit. It's been going for almost 7 minutes. Okay, let's well, we won't talk about the Kardashians in anyway. So, one of Obama's commutations that he gave just recently was for a Tacoma man who had a 15-year prison sentence commuted to 10 years, basically allowing him to be released. It's for selling. He was for growing a bunch of pot. So he was sitting in prison for growing pot in a state that is now legal to fucking sell weed and grow weed. His kid was his kid was 10 when he went in. Now he's 21. So he missed a lot, man. So yeah, I'm fixing a toilet today. Right after I get this produced and up. So the FDA, the Federal Drug Administration in the United States, is proposing a tanning bed ban for minors. I think there would already be one, right? You can't put your kid in a tanning bed. I want my kid browner. Fucking weird fuckers. I never figured that out. Not that I haven't gone and laid out in the sun, because I have, because, fuck, you live in Bellingham, Washington, or Washington State, you get a chance to be in the sun sometime, you go take advantage of it. But anyway, so, I think that, we talk about, and it's been a lot of debate and a lot of opinions about what's going on politically and what's going on with, the conversation generally in elections is more about domestic matters, and lately it's been about international matters, because we're becoming it's more of a global, we're more connected globally with each other, obviously, right? Some of the people that are watching us are in Canada right now, or maybe South America or in Europe. I know that I had a couple people watching it, or I think in the United Kingdom, or excuse me if you're not, I'm sorry, I didn't offend anybody, man. when I was younger, and it was the U.S. and Russia were like at odds before the wall came down, before the Soviet bloc had disbanded, and there was a lot of tension about hands on the finger on the button, and Russia and U.S. were going to be in a nuclear war, man. It's very scary. I remember, people don't even talk about it like it never fucking happened. I remember that. I remember a video of Reagan having his finger on the button, and it's just like, oh man, scary shit. But they came to the table and started talking and resolved their differences and had an arms reduction thing. So, but one thing that helped me understand that it wasn't, oh, Russia's a bad place, because I was young, and maybe not as savvy politically, or didn't have as much access to information. I think it's a big, huge thing. But I remember realizing, hey, the Russian people are just people. They want to be fed. They want a warm, safe place to live for them and their families. They want, they have aspirations and dreams and hopes. They're just fucking people like anybody else. And so I started to think about, hey, it's not the people, it's the politicians, it's the policymakers that stand to gain by their policies, and stand to gain by staying in office, and stand to gain by having this discord amongst them. So I think they're afraid that we'll all get along. So when we start throwing darts at each other, we're doing exactly what they want us to do. So I'm going to put my dart gun away, man, and I'm going to try and be nothing but, hey, remember we're all on this planet together kind of attitude, because we are. And the more separations we put between us, the worse it is. Borders geographically and spiritually and religiously and otherwise, intellectually, communicatively, however we divide ourselves, I think it's kind of a bad thing, really. Doesn't mean we can't be aware of each other's strengths, weaknesses, histories. But anyway, enough. That's what a joint will do to you, man. I gotta fix my fucking toilet, man. Alright, cheers, y'all. I really do appreciate you stopping by. Please leave comments. It's probably more important people to like, share, and subscribe. I'd really like the comments, man. That's probably the most important thing to me. It really is. So, whatever, man. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you before the holidays crack off, man. Whatever your day's like, I hope it's awesome. You're where you want to be, doing what you want, with who you want. Alright. And if not, it'll happen soon, man. Hang in there. Cheers, man. Have a good one.